Good afternoon, everybody. I guess we can probably get started. Thanks very much for making the time to join us at this IAB MENA Masterclass. You'll notice that you signed up for a showcase and we've changed it to Masterclass. This is simply a renaming of the program. It's now called IAB MENA Masterclasses. It's a bit more descriptive about what these sessions really all about. And we just want to thank all our members who have stepped forward to present at these sessions, which take place on a monthly basis, and actually over the summer, every 2 weeks, in fact, on a Wednesday afternoon, to share knowledge that they have that they believe is useful for the wider industry. And they do this out of the goodness of their heart. They don't get paid or anything like that. It's purely they feel that this is a good, corporate thing to do, to share knowledge with the market to help us all grow together. So thank you to the members who have done that. And in today's session, thank you to Aleph, who have stepped forward to present what I've seen to be a very interesting presentation, which we'll get through in a moment. Just for those who are not members of the IAB, obviously the IAB is a member organization. We have about 65 now different companies in the region that are members. And obviously all the people within those companies become members automatically and are able to benefit from all the initiatives, task forces, events, and other things that we get up to as the IAB, really focused on bringing the industry together to help it grow. And this is one of those initiatives that we do, thanks very much to the input of our members, as I mentioned earlier. So one of the things that's worth mentioning for these particular sessions, for these masterclasses, is it's very clear that these are not sales opportunities. Plenty of opportunities in our day-to-day to have sales discussions and sales calls. That's not what this is about at all. This is really about sharing knowledge, proactive ideas, challenges, opportunities, research that has been conducted that's useful for the industry to understand and to help us understand the region and its wider nuances. And today I'm actually really excited because I think the Aleph guys are presenting some work that's very interesting for us, being a wider perspective of the MENA region and not just on GCC markets, which is often the case just by value of the markets. So very exciting to see what they've got to share with us.
Thank you, Ian. Hello, hi everyone. This is Samar Ghali, Operations Director at Aleph MENA, formerly Connect Ads. I'm delighted to welcome you today to Masterclass session about Aleph Media Essential. Thank you all so much for attending. Today marks an exciting opportunity as we delve into the latest findings from Aleph Proprietary Research Media Essentials Survey. This survey is a comprehensive exploration of the future landscape of media, advertising, and shopping, drawing insights from a diverse sample of 23,400 individuals across 30 countries globally. Today, our focus will be on 3 main pivotal markets in MENA. These are Egypt, Morocco, and Saudi Arabia. These countries are at the forefront of dynamic shifts in consumer behavior and market trends, making their insights extremely relevant for shaping strategies in our industry. I'm honored to welcome Eliana Ituria, our Global Research Senior Manager at Aleph, who will guide us through the rich insights uncovered by the survey. Her expertise will illuminate the emerging trends and opportunities that are crucial for navigating the evolving media landscape in MENA. So now let's dive into these findings that promise to enrich our understanding and empower our strategies moving forward. Eliana, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Samar, for the introduction. And hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We are super excited to be here sharing these results, this study. And we've got a mountain of data to share today, so let's dive in. And please, Samar, if someone has a question, please interrupt me because I'm sharing my screen, so please.
Sure.
Appear, whatever you want. I would like to start by asking a simple question. Maybe you can say yes or not in the chat, or maybe with a reaction here in the Zoom. The question is, have you ever found yourself in a brick and mortar store, in a physical store, with a product in your hand and instinctively reach your phone to compare prices, to look for a product feature, or to look for a discount in another place? Do you have that opportunity, or have you ever been in that situation? Yes. How do you see it, Samar? Yes, it's a very common situation. That, yeah.
Yes, we get a lot of yeses.
A lot of yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That modern experience of that blends the physical and the digital worlds, for me, is a very common behavior while I'm buying in a physical store, and people in your region say the same. Like a consumer in the region, I will explain more what's about the region specifically, but in fact, 87% of the people we survived in the MENA region use the internet while they are in a physical store, and they use internet obviously for purchasing reasons, no? And this regional average is higher in 15 percentage points above the average. So it's very common and more than the global average. And this behavior is not exclusively for young people, because baby boomer, the people over the 59 years old, also do the same. In other words, this trend toward the omni-channel is transversal to all generations, and it's super interesting how technology has influenced shopping, obviously the media consumption, but shopping habits too, across all age groups. This is one of the insights we discovered with this study. Is our property study we titled Media Essentials 2024. It's the first edition we conducted at the global scale, but it's the fourth if we consider the previous edition in Latin America. We started in 2020, and then we launched 1 year yearly study. In this time, as Samar mentioned, we surveyed 23,000 people, more than 23,000 people across 30 countries. You can see the countries we covered. But in MENA region exclusively, we included Morocco, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia, reaching more than 2,800 people in the region. So it's a very comprehensive study. This investigation has a global PDF report. Is like 89 pages with a lot of information, including success cases, experts' opinions, and more. Then Samar and her team can share the regional fact sheet, is another summary specifically for the region. And additionally, this is the video that we are showing that for the first time, we are providing access to an interactive dashboard that you specifically can filter data, making some data splitting and much more, so you can cater your specific need and do the same that we made to create this report, but look for your specific insights. So all is free, all is available for you. And at the end, I will share the links to download everything. Starting with the data we prepared for this masterclass, we will begin with media, because obviously the name of the study is Media Essentials, and we analyze media in I want to say like a 3 point of view, like a ways to analyze media consumption. The first one is reach, obviously. Reach in total population at the beginning. When I say total population or average, I meant like 16 plus people, total population, 16 years old and over. And then we analyze, obviously, generations, because we have a quota in the sample, and we analyze since Gen S, Gen Z, Gen Y or millennials, Gen X, and baby boomers. So we have 4 generations to analyze media too. Then the second point is the time spent, obviously how many hours people is using that media. And the third one is the specific time during the day, like periods, no? It's during the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. So let's start with the first one. I can say like this is the map of consumption, like the photo for the consumption, media consumption in this year. The map illustrates both axes, no? The first one is reach, and the vertical one is when you see a media as higher the platform, more people is using that media. And the horizontal axis represents the percentage of users that consume the platform more than 3 hours a day. So is the indication of the percentage of heavy users and that dedicate a lot of time to that platform. Thus, the farther to the right is the platform in this map, more heavy users it has in terms of the time spent on platform. And then highlighted, we have two colors, the light blue is to refer to the digital media, and the dark blue is to refer the traditional media. So you can see, I don't know if you can see my mouse, I think no, but here in that area, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, so it's to the right and up in the map. In MENA, digital has surprised the traditional media in terms of preferences, and I want to say when it comes to satisfies the same need of consumption. For example, if people want to watch a show for entertaining, they are more likely to use online video than watching regular TV. You can see the penetration of YouTube and then the penetration for pay TV or linear TV, no? The other example can be to listen music or some audio specification or motivation to consume media. And it's more likely to use Spotify than traditional radio. Spotify is like a 5 percentage points above radio. Or similarly, when people want to know what is happening, maybe to consume news or to know what is happening now, is more likely to use X than read the newspaper. So again, the preferences towards the digital. Until now, all the analysis has been in people aged 16 plus. But I mentioned previously, not all the campaigns are referring for the entire population. So we have a deep analysis into generations. Some media are popular all groups, no? All age groups, starting with the Gen Z and baby boomers. But there are some other specific media that started to be more popular within an age group. Maybe they don't reach a huge percentage considering the people in overall, like the average of people. But when we look for a specific age group, we can see which media becomes more popular. This chart shows the differences between age groups in terms of affinity with media, in terms of consumption, obviously. If a medium scores over 100, it means that that age group uses that media a lot. For example, younger people, Gen Z or millennials, use Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest a lot, and they do much more, for example, mobile gaming, YouTube, or even OTT platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, Max, and so on. All the generations, like Gen X, for example, started to have more affinity with their search engines, or started to appear LinkedIn or Facebook, for example. In simple terms, like a summary, we see that Gen Z has much more consumption in platforms like Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest, but specifically in the first two, Instagram and Snapchat. And millennials or Gen Y use a variety of platforms, including Snapchat again, but started to have more affinity with Bing, X. They are more preferred, but that's a generation specifically. And Gen X, obviously the search engines again appear very, very hard, but again, Facebook and LinkedIn stand out. The second point of view is the analysis of media consumption regarding time. Here there is the list of media, like the order is for the highest to the lowest media in terms of time spent. We observed the 5 stars media in terms of time, but it's surprising, and I put a linear, to stand out, Spotify, linear TV, and mobile gaming, because I think that those media are not so popular in terms of reach, but are very closely to TikTok or even above Instagram in terms of user, or above the radio usage. So it's surprising how much people use Spotify, TV, and mobile games. Almost half of the people using this media spend more than 1 hour using them every day. So we have some specifications in the regions regarding the global average too. And if we split the time spent analysis into generations, young people in MENA tend to spend more time playing mobile games than watching TV, for example. So interestingly, once again, digital prevails over traditional in terms of reach and time. And finally, the third aspect regarding the media consumption has to do with the period of the day. Here we can see how social networks and online videos remain very stable from the early morning, starting with the 6 a.m. until night. And social networks stay above 60% of the reach and between 60 and 70%, no? All day long. Meanwhile, the other media have a peak on a specific moment of the day. For example, gaming with a black line or OTT with a yellow line has a little bit more usage during the evening, no? Like they have or used to have a prime time, no? Like it's stable, but then they have a peak. In the report, you will find several success cases. One of them is for Superbet. It's a Polish online betting company, and they craft a campaign around the Handball Championship. It's a very popular sport in Poland. And the campaign engaged users through all day with real-time updates and invitations to watch the match and obviously to bet, no? Because it's a betting company. So here the learning is, while some media are very popular and the power is their extensive reach, others are not so widely consumed, they can offer unique benefits. As media experts, we don't just focus on media with a wide reach, we also need to focus on consider media and specific target groups or a specific certain moment of the day, because this approach will allow us to create specific campaigns that wouldn't be feasible with other media. So take advantage for a specific media and the benefits they can offer. Following with more insights regarding the chapters in the report, one of the chapters is about content and which content is more appealing for each audience or target group. Obviously, the survey said that discounts and reviews from other consumers are the most important influence or the greatest influence in purchasing decisions across all generations, because it's not only for young people. For older people say too, discounts and obviously other reviews. But we also identify other factors that particularly appealing to certain audiences. For example, the first one or the first video, it's muting, but for instance, experts' opinions are highly evaluated by premium shoppers and Spotify users when we make the analysis and comparisons between media and type of consumer. We also notice that hauls and unboxings are a trigger to interest among premium users, increasing by 21% and even more for Spotify users too. Influencers have a significant impact on early adopters and Snapchat users specifically. And tutorials has a particular persuasion to conscious consumers and ex-users. When I said conscious, is now playing? Yes, but she's playing like a tutorial on how to put the moisturizing cream in her face. When I say conscious consumer, is people who tend to read the product labels and prefer to buy sustainable or organic products. So it's people that is very conscious with the product and how is the production, no? Among all the it's not only for the communication. The product should be organic or sustainable, the company and people, obviously, who show the product too. In the report, you will find this information and more, but I also highly recommend using the interactive dashboard to identify the user group. If you have a specific target group, you can make some analysis on crossing the data to filter the preferences and identify which platform can be the best content to reach your audience. And not everything is media in Media Essentials. We have a very comprehensive chart, chapter about the media shopping, or how people use media to shop, or the shopping behavior. And at the beginning, I think would be good to make this exercise with you too, no? We ask the people this question, and I want to put you in that situation too. Considering all your purchases during the last month, could you categorize them into if all of these purchases were 100% online, or 75% of them were online, or if 50-50 online and physical, made in physical stores, or 75% of them were in the physical store, or 100% of them were in physical store, like these 5 different categorization of all your total purchases. I show with the result of the
We got a lot
of the people in MENA.
75% online.
Well, because people are marketeers in this size tend to be higher than the average of the population. But interestingly, most people find themselves in between 50-50 and 70% of the purchases online, like more or less like us. And this average of the region is mostly driven by Saudi Arabia and Egypt, which is, both of them are the top countries in online shopping. You can see the bar in blue and yellow, and Saudi Arabia and Egypt are above that. Morocco, but Morocco is close to the global average. In Saudi Arabia, for example, over a quarter of the consumers said that more than 75% of the total shopping are made online. So it's a significant indicator that the shifts towards the digital commerce too, no? Is the blue 26 and the 2% of 2% totally digital, though. There is no traditional shopping for those people, only 2%, but it's growing, no? And if we group the shoppers or analyze this shopping profile and the media they consume, we found that there are certain buying habits that match with certain media consumption. For example, people who shop online a lot also really like Pinterest, Spotify, X, and Snapchat, no? Are people more to the right. And on another hand, people that use YouTube or Meta are usually split it and half or 3/4 of their purchases doing in a traditional way. This info, again, can guide you to select the appropriate media on advertising campaign. Again, not just base it on reach or time spent. You have other condiments or insights to amplify or to make more comprehensive the analysis to choose media for your plans. Then we ask people about the media influences in their buying choices, the buying decision. The top 3 media that influence the most regarding the trigger of shopping are social media, TV ads, and video online ads. And instance, I think that for even that mostly shop in stores, in this case is the pink graph, the pink side. Even in those heavy in-store shoppers, social media still has a significant impact on their buying decisions, being the top influencer. So I put an arrow, no? Even in-store shoppers, social media has much more impact than TV ads, for example. So again, digital media should not only be considered for a full funnel strategy in an only digital buying process, because we are ignoring with that the total impact that social media specifically has in-store purchases decision. So again, it's the case that you are in a shop choosing your shoes and use your phone to, again, decide a better or have a most informed decision when you are buying in a traditional way. So this is the insight we saw at the beginning of the masterclass. Even though there is a large population that still shops in a traditional way, is this an interesting trend to note? Because if we know that people is using their phone while they are making the physical shopping, we need to engage with other kind of, for example, formats like this, no? Price comparisons, product research can lead the online purchase or to get a very or a best informed decision when you are in a store, in a physical store. And the surveys say that 3 out of 10 consumers end up buying online. So they are in the physical store, they reach online for product specification, they see the offer or the price or another things to consider, and 3 of them think or finally buy the product online. So ad formats like here in Bing or even in Google search allow users to easily find prices, offers, products, and the photos are key to make the process easier and to trigger the purchase. And finally, the study inquired about the shopping season. And in MENA region is highly engaged during this discount season. Nearly 7 out of 10 consumers express they are involved, which is significantly higher than the global average. And again, for another side, 31% say that they are not actively involved, but they remain open to making purchases and being influenced during the discount season. So again, it's not so different between Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Morocco has maybe a different behavior, but it's very similar to the worldwide average. But I think that the brands have 2 opportunities with this kind of information. The first one is if we understand that the audience is already involved with a genuine interest on the shopping season, brands should enhance the brand equity, the brand awareness, and the differentiation between among the consumers during that period. But for the other 21%, who may not be so engaged with the shopping season, but they are receptive because they are not in the pink side or not interested, no? They are not so involved or not actively involved, but they used to buy. For this group, the strategy should be to spark the interest and build the anticipation in the days leading up to the event, no? Enable them to make the well-informed decision. Like at the beginning, inform them like it's coming, and then again, no, like put the offer or go very hard trying to get the purchase. But at the beginning, more interest create the passion, no, to create more awareness about the event and then give them the promotion or the discount. To summarize, we have learned today. I think that the first takeaway is important to understand the media diversification. It's not all about the broad reach. It's also how we can be effectively leveraging the unique affinities with different target audience ages or segments and communities. If we understand much more our audience, we can do something specifically in one platform, and maybe it's not the one with the one platform with a great reach, but we can make something exclusively and very tailored for that platform and engage on our users. The second takeaway is how online media influence purchases, both online and offline, because the key point here is they influence the offline purchase across all generations. It's not only for young people, also the baby boomers are influenced too. So the digital influence is not just a trend among young people or plurally for the digital campaigns. It spans across all ages, even influenced purchases at physical stores too. The third has to be with the creativity and different type of content, specifically the hauls or maybe the tutorials or the power of the digital advertising it can show, no? Because it's another way to make creativity. And for example, premium consumer, did you remember them? Do you remember the video slides? Premium consumers or conscious consumers often place their trust in distinct kinds of content, like the voice of experts, voice of the brand, voice of the influencer, like all different ages or groups are trusting in different kind of content. So when you begin to strategize about your content creation, having this data can make the content production more efficient. The fourth has to be with the shopping season. There is a large consumer base that is actively involved during these periods. And for them, I think the opportunity is to build the brand loyalty. But for the remaining 31% who are not so involved in this season, the chance is to generate anticipation. So to build at the beginning, like the motivation to be aware of the promotion, and then during the period of the season, discount, send the sale or the promotion. But first, create the anticipation. And finally, it's about the strategies based on data. Use all the local information you have available to formulate strategies and to support your decision. And that's why we are sharing this report with you. The aim is to democratize the digital advertising data, because our claim in Aleph is digital advertising for all. So this is one of the proof of our claim. The report is completely free. You can scan this QR code, and it's a very brief registration to download the report. And in that report, in the PDF, in the global PDF, we included the link to the interactive dashboard, no, to allows you to customize the data accordingly to your needs. So first the report, and then in the report you have a link to go to the dashboard.